Hello, everybody. It's hello and good morning from Verbier, where I have the pleasure to speak with Sam Scott of Savills, an affiliate or an associate of Corcoran Group here in Europe. So I thought it'd be fun to have people know what it's like to, number one, live here. And of course, I don't know if the same is here, but in New York, the minute somebody knows you're in real estate, the first question is, what's the market like?
Well, yeah,
So,
I mean,
what's the market like, Sam, in Verbier?
I guess like anywhere in the world, it kind of fluctuates quite dramatically, but we've had a massive increase in prices, I guess, over the last 12 to 24 months in light of COVID.
Oh,
I guess you've had a probably similar thing
we have,
in some of the prime spots in America. But yeah, we've just seen a huge influx of different nationalities all wanting a slice of mountain life, and I'm more than happy to sell it to them.
so foreigners could buy here in Switzerland?
Yeah, so
in
the
Verbier?
way the market works is you've got anyone that is pretty much based in Europe has got the ability to purchase property here. It becomes a little bit more complicated for people in America or the wider field, like people in China, so on and so forth. It's not to say they can't buy here, but there are certain stipulations that they have to adhere to be able to make an acquisition.
So if Americans want to spend a summer or a month, is that possible?
Yeah. I mean, that's very easy. I mean, from a rental perspective, you can almost come as long as you want. I'm not sure the rules of how many days you're allowed to spend consecutively. I know for the Brits, because of Brexit, they are now only allowed 90 days in 180. So you get 180 in a year, but you're only allowed a consecutive 90 days. I'm not sure what the rules are for Americans, but it changes fairly regularly. But for sure, there are people that come and rent here on a long-term basis.
And what's the minimum rental if somebody didn't want to stay in a hotel but wanted, and not an Airbnb? But are there rentals here, or is it just Airbnb or hotel?
You can rent for 4 or 5 days normally is the minimum, but we have rentals from a week up to a year. So
Oh, that's good to know.
anything really.
So that's will be different. What's the process like if somebody wants to rent?
It's
it
very
easy?
very. We try and make it easy as possible. Being Switzerland, find a property, we sort out the paperwork, and it's as simple as that really. As long as we can fix the price and the term with the landlord, it's fairly straightforward.
Mm.
Yeah.
And are there a lot of Americans renting here? Or is it
Um,
mostly
no.
Europeans?
I mean, there's definitely been a wind of change. It's become. I think there's a connection with Vale that happened in Andermatt recently.
Oh,
They bought a share of the lift system, which is probably, I don't know, 2.5 hours drive away from here. Lots of Americans are buying in there because they've removed all the restrictions and then consequently traveling. So yeah, we get a Verbier is on the global map like the big resorts in America, and for sure we get global trade coming through.
and your market is it a micro market, different from the rest of it, Switzerland, or is it sort of in keeping with what's happened
No, I
in
mean,
the
look,
rest of Switzerland?
yeah, I guess when you're putting it like that, Verbier is probably a bubble within a bigger bubble of Switzerland. It's quite a sort of concentrated international place. The prices on a square meter basis are significantly higher than most of the counterparts, although there are 4 or 5 major resorts, Verbier being one of them, where you do sort of hit the really big price per square meters at the moment. I mean, for instance, properties are trading at the sort of early 40,000 a square meter here. You go over to the likes of Stade and it's 90,000 to maybe north of 100,000 a square meter. So there's isolated resorts within a greater sort of Switzerland that are really punching in big prices.
What's your favorite part of being here? Since you're from London, obviously.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, my story was probably replicated by quite a few. I came for 4 months, and on November this year, that was 11 years. So it's a nice place to get stuck. But look, I'm 44 now, and it just feels like I'm in a permanent playground. Step out the door and climbing, cycling, skiing, paragliding, everything I love, and obviously a little bit of music every now and again.
quite a bit of
Yeah,
these
yeah.
last 2 weeks. I mean, it's so intense, the music, and the food here is wonderful.
Yeah, I like the food. After 11 years, there's only so much melted cheese and dried meats you can eat, but look, it's I can't complain. It keeps me fit and healthy.
It's so good.
Yeah. No, it's
Well,
very
thanks
good.
very much. It was great to meet
Not a
you.
problem at all.
And I look forward to seeing you next year when I
Well-
come back for the Verbier Music Festival, which is wonderful. But that's another topic. Thanks very much.
Not a problem at all.
Lovely to meet you.
And you.
See you next time.